Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, a fatal hit and run at Acadia National Park has officially been ruled a homicide, and a nationwide manhunt is underway.
Maine State Police say sometime between Saturday night on June 18th and the early hours of Sunday morning, June 19th, 35-year-old Nicole Mokeme of South Portland was killed in a hit and run at Acadia National Park on the campus of the Schoodic Education and Research Center in Winter Harbor. Mokeme's death has been ruled a homicide, and Maine State Police, along with other law enforcement partners, are searching nationwide for 35-year-old Raymond Lester out of Portland, Maine, and his vehicle, a 2016 black BMW X3 SUV. That vehicle has a Maine registration 5614WM, and police say it may have front-end or undercarriage damage. There's an active arrest warrant for murder out for Lester, and if you have any information as to the whereabouts of either Lester or his vehicle, you're asked to call Maine State Police at 207-973-3700.
Meanwhile, Gouldsboro residents are in shock after the town's beloved lighthouse cottage caught fire on Monday morning. Our A.J. Douglas was there and has the story.
The Gouldsboro Fire Department responded to 115 Lighthouse Point Road for a report that the cottage was engulfed in flames around 5 o'clock Monday morning. Gouldsboro Fire Chief Todd Daly says a family of 4 escaped with no serious injuries. Daly says over a dozen neighboring departments responded as well, providing mutual aid due to staffing issues.
We actually pulled firefighters from the town of Blue Hill to cover Sullivan Station, which is definitely, that's 45 minutes away. That shows that our manpower is very limited. So, and the age bracket of firefighters is getting up there.
Chief Daly says he suspects the fire started in the front room on the second floor.
The second story, which has been completely gone. Of course, water damage is going to be a big issue for it, but the downstairs was completely saved.
Roughly 32 firefighters helping to put out the fire within an hour after arriving to the scene. Despite the additional help, Chief Daly says they struggled to put out the hot spots, and ultimately the cottage is a total loss.
Yes, because as of its age and the way it was built and all.
A resident who has lived in Gouldsboro for the past 71 years talked about how significant the cottage is to her and the rest of the community.
It means a lot to me because I'm very fond of Lighthouse. Very close-knit community, but everybody just loves it. And like I say, it's a rental piece, so they rent it. And I think it's rented pretty much all summer. People just love it.
Community members are already expressing their hopes for a rebuild. The fire marshal is currently investigating the cause of the fire. In Gouldsboro, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Meanwhile, the Wilton Police Department is asking for the public's help to find the person or persons behind a church burglary. According to police, St. Luke's Church on High Street in Wilton was burglarized overnight on June 25th into the early morning hours of June 26th. A silver chalice and silver communion serving set were both stolen along with an Acer laptop. Police say they're interested in talking to anyone with home security systems or anyone that might have seen someone walking late at night. You're asked to call Sergeant Keys at 645-4222.
Well, Joe Leonard was sworn into office as the newest Bangor City Council member Monday night. Leonard was elected during the special election earlier this month on primary night. We spoke to him earlier to find out how he plans to bring in some new ideas to the city.
I'm a very technology-focused guy. I'm a technology advocate, and whenever I see a really good idea, I just really want to express that and try to implement some sort of strategy to involve that into the comprehensive plan. One of the things I want to make sure that we do is we incorporate pioneering technology into the comprehensive plan so that we don't give it any weird like loops to go through or hurdles to jump over.
Leonard will serve the remainder of late Councilor Sarah Dubé's term. She passed away last fall after being diagnosed with cancer. Leonard's term will run through November of 2023. And to learn more about the city's new councilor, you can go to joeleonardforbangor.com.
Governor Mills took a trip to Belfast today to tour a new senior housing development built by a bond she signed in January 2019. Our Sierra Jordan has more.
In 2019, Governor Janet Mills signed a bond to create more than 180 affordable housing units for low-income seniors across the state. Penobscot Landing residents were surprised by a visit from Governor Mills Monday morning.
You were the first one in here? All right.
I ain't leaving.
Governor Janet Mills visited one of the units in Belfast and says this project is a step in the right direction to alleviate the affordable housing crisis in Maine.
Seniors in living in these units are people on fixed incomes, and there are no other places to go. And seniors who retire, as many of these people have, are left to live on Social Security or some other fairly limited pension.
The senior housing bond was a much-needed jumpstart for the new affordable housing in Maine, increasing from a near low of 159 units in 2018 to 445 units in 2021. Other units were built in several counties, including Penobscot, Piscataquis, Cumberland, York, and Somerset.
It is outstanding. The apartments are beautiful, and we have more and more housing coming online, and it is exactly what we need, and then some, and we need more.
Penobscot Landing in Belfast is one of the senior housing developments recently built.
The waiting list could be a month, they could be up to a year, you just don't know. It goes by income. A lot of these people are on Social Security and that's all they have for income, so they have a subsidy.
The property manager says the 25-unit housing is already full and has a wait list of 40 people.
People are nice in here. Property managers are awesome.
In Belfast, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, switching gears now, the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife says dead birds are being reported on coastal beaches. The department believes it's a result of avian flu, which is a respiratory disease. Officials are asking people not to touch or remove any dead or dying birds you may encounter on beaches or other public property. They're also asking the public to refrain from transporting birds that appear to be sick or injured to any rehab facilities because it could result in further spread of the disease.
The species that were washing up on beaches sick and dying were common eiders and herring gulls and great blackback gulls, and all three of them nest together on Maine's offshore islands. So that close proximity of those three bird species nesting together predisposed them for, a contagious virus.
Officials say if these birds are found on your land or private property, you're encouraged to remove them, but you are advised to use masks and gloves while doing so. They can be buried or bagged and put in the trash. And taking a look outside, today was, a little wet, but, we've really been pretty spoiled with weather. And, there is a degree of concern about dry debris on the ground and wildfires. We're seeing a record number of those this year.
Yeah.
So important to get that spray of rain every now and again.
Absolutely. A little cooler, a little bit more wet today, but it sounds like things are going to take a turn for the rest of the week.
They are heating up indeed. And with a little bit more on what we can expect, let's turn things over to Jeff Weller and take a first look at our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Monday. Your first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. And okay, let's look at temperatures first. And below average today, but we're going to work on that. Warmer air is on the way, 74 here in Bangor, also Millinocket, but cooler along the coastal areas again with that onshore breeze. All right, the showers we had earlier are pretty much left the region. There are still a couple sprinkles around. Those will fall apart tonight and tomorrow. We have lots of sunshine returning as we have high pressure building in for several days. That is going to give us a nice few days around here. Our forecast, though, for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies to mostly clear skies by sunrise tomorrow morning. And then with low temperatures down near 60, your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
All righty, Jeff, thanks so much.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Governor Mills launches a new program to provide Maine students with outdoor learning opportunities this summer.
And an international researcher visits the University of Maine to learn more about biofuel. We'll have those stories and more local news when we come right back.
Make more good in the all-new Sportage X-Pro. Kia, movement that inspires.
Hammond Lumber is the country's largest stocking dealer of Shoremaster products. You don't have to wait to get the dock system you want when you choose Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
These local businesses would like to wish you a happy Independence Day, along with safe and fun celebrations all summer long.
Fox Tuesdays. Get a taste of this summer's sweetest hit.
Welcome to Crime Scene Kitchen.
America's best bakers must answer one question. What was just baked in this kitchen?
Touch, smell, and lick every single surface in there.
What is it? What is it?
It's a race to gather the clues.
Raspberries.
Dark chocolate.
And bake the mystery dessert.
We're gonna win.
But did you make the right dessert?
Woo! Crime Scene Kitchen, Tuesdays on Fox, and watch anytime on these platforms.
Make more good in the all-new Sportage X-Pro. Kia, movement that inspires.
Good morning, I'm Joe Cortez. Coming up on Good Morning Maine, it's Taco Tuesday, so Mr. Food will have a delicious dish he'll be cooking up for us. Plus, Devin Biggs will join us with your 5-day forecast. And on top of that, we'll have all the local headlines from sports and much more coming up. We'll see you soon.
Governor Mills has launched a new program to provide Maine students with hands-on outdoor learning experiences this summer. Through the support of the Maine Department of Education, the Outdoor Learning Initiative will benefit more than 1,000 middle and high school students who come from low-income families. Students will have the opportunity to participate in marine and coastal ecology education programs that includes boat building, sailing, island immersion, and more.
I've lost some of that excitement, engagement in the learning process, and nothing works better than the active problem solving and critical thinking that comes with experiential learning, and especially outdoors. And we have a beautiful place for that.
Macon says the programs will start in the next couple of weeks. That initiative is funded by nearly $900,000 from the Governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund.
Past weekend, a researcher from Egypt arrived at the University of Maine to study potential new forms of renewable energy. Our Matthew Jurancic has the story.
Coming from the Desert Research Institute Center in Egypt, Ala Rabi recently arrived at the University of Maine to research cows and sheep with their ability to create sugars that could be used as biofuel production.
We would like to work in this area to find a new sources of energy or renewable energy for our countries.
Over the course of the next 6 months, he and Professor Suzanne Ishak will be evaluating the animals at farms in a nearby area, finding out how the enzymes they produce could be used in biofuel production in future technology. Working on different sides of the globe, the two have been communicating through email. However, this has not stopped them from sharing the discoveries they've made thus far.
Most of what we've done has focused on data analysis. So there are thousands of microbes in the gut, and all of those have hundreds or thousands of genes. And so when you put that all together, it's just so much sequencing data and so much DNA to look through.
Although it's hard work, Robbie explains the benefits this research could bring.
Using the lignocellulose as a source of energy is promising as well. Because when we talk about the lignocellulose, we talk about a renewable source of energy. Because lignocellulose is derived from plants that is produced in daily basis.
According to Rabi, lignocellulose is one of the most eco-friendly renewable resources in the world, and an alternative fossil fuel we can use. Although there is still a lot of work to be done, Ishak explains what the future holds for them.
So we're hoping to be able to grow microbes that have never before been grown in a lab, in which case we can start to use them for all sorts of industry applications.
Matthew Jurancic, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Residents in Bangor are urging city officials to keep Dakin Pool on the east side of the city open. Our Stephanie Wittenbach has details.
Bangor Parks and Recreation Director Tracy Willett says the city doesn't have enough lifeguards to safely staff Dakin Pool. At a meeting Monday night, city councilors said it's not a budget issue, but it's that of a staffing shortage issue, and residents are not happy.
I'm frustrated that we don't seem to have a way to grow lifeguards, so to speak, in part because of COVID, but I think it's time that we sort of learn to work around that.
Senator Joe Baldacci attended Monday night's discussion and says raising the wage for lifeguards could entice workers. Longtime residents Wayne and Sonia Maller argue that the money is already appropriated for the pools and it's not right to shut it down without finding another solution.
You can have one pool open for 5 days and one open for 2. Or you could have one pool open for 5 days during the day, the other pool open at night.
Beth Pinko Aquatic Center, located on the west side of Bangor, will be open 7 days a week. For more information on Bangor's Pinko Pool, visit the city's website. If you are interested in being a lifeguard for the city, reach out to Bangor's Park and Recreation Department. In Bangor, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Meanwhile, more mail delays, with some Mainers saying they're only getting their mail about once a week. Mal Meyer has more with how Maine leaders are taking action.
It used to be very reliable.
Roger Christensen in Sanford says he used to be able to count on the mail, but not anymore.
You come down the street and you see flags up, people have got mail in the mailboxes to take out, and nowhere. It's just left there.
He's tried to get answers himself, calling the post office, but getting no answer.
Finally, I just get fed up with it and I go down to see what I can find out. And I'm always told we're short of help.
In a statement, the USPS says it has an aggressive hiring campaign, but it continues to face intermittent issues with employee availability that can lead to short-term delays.
It's kind of bad when you're expecting bills, you got insurance and everything else coming in. You're looking for it, you want to get it taken care of.
Frankly, I don't miss the junk mail.
Lebanon resident Deborah Wilson also says her mail now comes once a week.
We used to receive it every day.
She runs a community Facebook page where others are expressing their concern.
I know a lot of the business people are saying that like they're waiting for checks or they're waiting for bills to come in for materials.
In a statement, Senator Susan Collins calls the delays unacceptable and particularly harmful in a rural state like Maine, adding, U.S. Postal Service management must prioritize alleviating staff shortages and covering mail routes in order to restore this essential service. All of Maine's congressional delegation voted for the Postal Service Reform Act, which required the agency to create a public online interface to track service performance by zip code.
I'm not the only one.
But for people like Roger and Deborah, their mail deliveries are still delayed.
And that was Mal Meyer reporting. And coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, with the Supreme Court ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade, state legislatures are now taking action.
And Russian forces launch a new wave of attacks on Ukraine's residential areas. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Sitting outside for your morning coffee, the sounds of the birds and the feeling of that warm breeze around you. Hey, this is what summer is all about. And right now, get 15% off on all outdoor furniture. Experience the outdoors at Jordan's.
The signs of spring are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field. And the flowers bloom with warmer days on the horizon. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort with the changing of the seasons. With a push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump, you're ready for whatever spring brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
For over 17 years, ADA Fence Company has been offering top quality fences at the best price and doing the job right the first time. Choose from vinyl, ornamental, wood, rental, and chain link fences. ADA Fence Company also builds kennels, enclosures, and gates of all types and sizes. Proudly serving Eastern and Central Maine. Call ADA Fence Company today at 1-888-891-4564. ADA Fence Company, the professional fence people.
Attention Maine fishermen, we want to see your biggest catch and for you to win some great prizes. Go to foxbangor.com and click on contest and giveaway. Then upload your photo for your chance to win. Sponsored by Willie's Sports Center, Mill Mall, and elsewhere. We have everything for fishing from trout to tuna, fly fishing, trolling, and ocean rigging. We carry fat tire e-bikes to get to remote spots and snow dog utility machines. We have all your hunting and outdoor essentials.
Over 11 seasons, hundreds went down in flames.
Your time is done in MasterChef.
Fox Wednesdays.
This is MasterChef Back to Win.
The most talented home cooks return for a second chance.
There's someone from every season.
And you can watch anytime.
Step up a little bit or go home.
With a shot at redemption.
No mistakes can be made.
Which all-star will step up to finally be named MasterChef?
That is finale worthy.
MasterChef Back to Win. All new Wednesdays on Fox or watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
Grilling and playing yard games, stories and s'mores around the fire pit. Soak up every minute of the season with your friends and family. And right now, get 15% off on all outdoor furniture. Experience the fun at Jordan's.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
There's new reaction to the Supreme Court's ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade. A number of lawmakers are plotting their next steps through legislation. Fox's Madeline Rivera takes a closer look from Washington.
After a weekend of protests from coast to coast, the battle over abortion rights is shifting to the states, with some quickly moving to ban or restrict abortion, while others are scrambling to preserve it.
You know, I think that this is a seismic decision that we're going to be dealing with for years to come.
On Monday, judges temporarily blocked trigger laws from taking effect in Utah and Louisiana. Similar lawsuits have been filed in Idaho, Texas, Kentucky, and Mississippi, with more expected in the days and weeks to come.
Well, certainly every state is going to react differently. You're going to have different laws in each state.
Meanwhile, the number of women seeking abortion pills is on the rise. Per the Guttmacher Institute, a pro-abortion rights organization, medication abortion accounted for 54% of the country's abortions in 2020. And the Biden administration is vowing to protect access to the pills.
I think we're pretty clear that to the extent that we can, we will. There's no question about that because, again, it is FDA approved.
Democrats are now aiming to use the issue to rally voters ahead of the midterm elections. But some say the political fallout is still unclear.
I think it's too soon to tell exactly how this will play politically.
Democratic leaders say maintaining a majority in the House and the Senate could pave the way to eliminate the filibuster and restore nationwide abortion rights. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Well, the Biden administration is responding to the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade overturn, insisting that they will do everything they can to make sure women have access to the health care they need. Fox's Jillian Turner has details.
Abortion pills are now widely available online and by mail in all 50 states.
The share of American women seeking abortions via pill is on the rise across the nation. Mifepristone is an FDA-approved hormone drug that accounts for 54% of all abortions in the U.S. today. Within hours of Friday's Supreme Court ruling, the Attorney General announced moves to protect access to this pill, which terminates a pregnancy if taken within 70 days of conception. Merrick Garland writes in part, states may not ban mifepristone based on disagreement with the FDA's expert judgment about its safety and efficacy. Today, the Secretary of Health and Human Services is doubling down.
What we will do at the federal level is make sure we continue to use our federal authorities to make women have access to the health care they need. So we'll continue to make sure that something like medication abortion is made available to all women, regardless of what state they're in.
Last December, the FDA ended a requirement that mifepristone be dispensed in person at clinics and hospitals, allowing doctors to prescribe the drug via telemedicine and mail it to patients, including over state lines. That move sparked pushback from state leaders and others who say the practice is wildly unsafe.
Many times they're doing it unsupervised. It's a medical procedure, and so I do believe that there should be a physician supervision in place when that is being conducted by any individual.
Pro-choice lawmakers, including Senator Elizabeth Warren, say the Dobbs ruling means access to abortion pills is more crucial than ever before.
It also means asking the President of the United States to make abortion as available as possible with the tools he has, including medication abortion.
Looking ahead, this fight over abortion pills moves to the states, where a whole slate are now considering following Louisiana's lead The governor there has clamped down on mail-order mifepristone, making it illegal to send the drug across state lines. In Washington, Jillian Turner, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Russia has launched another wave of missile strikes on civilian areas of Ukraine. The attacks come as NATO allies prepare to meet in Madrid. Fox's Nate Foy has more.
Thick clouds of smoke rising from a Ukrainian shopping mall on Monday. A Russian missile strike hitting the crowded building in the city of Kremenchuk. President Volodymyr Zelensky estimates over 1,000 people were inside.
It's an artillery war of attrition that is taking place. At some point, Putin may want to go to a ceasefire because he does not want the Ukrainians to be able to conduct counteroffensives.
The war a main focus at the G7 summit in Germany. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky urging leaders to help end the war by winter, when conditions could make fighting even more difficult. Western allies are planning additional economic sanctions against Russia, including a ban on gold imports and a price cap on Russian oil. The United States will also reportedly purchase an advanced surface-to-air missile system to help Ukrainian forces.
The longer we hold back, the longer this goes on, the more Ukrainian lives that are lost, and the worse it'll be for us here at home in America.
Meanwhile, NATO officials say they will increase the size of high-readiness troops to 300,000, up from 40,000 currently. NATO's chief says Russia remains the most significant threat to the alliance.
We'll also boost our ability to reinforce in crisis and conflict, including with more pre-positioned equipment and stockpiles of military supplies.
NATO allies will meet this week to discuss additional support for Ukraine. Reporting in Lviv, Ukraine, I'm Nate Foy, Fox News.
Phoenix Mercury basketball star Brittany Griner's trial in Russia is expected to get underway in early July. The WNBA All-Star faces up to a decade in prison following her arrest more than 4 months ago for cannabis possession at a Moscow airport. Fox's Greg Palcott has a recap from London.
WNBA star Brittany Griner faced a Russian judge Monday during a preliminary hearing in Moscow. We've now learned from Griner's lawyer the trial date has been set for July 1st. Griner's detention was also extended for another 6 months, pending the results of the trial. The Phoenix Mercury star was arrested in February after Russian officials claimed she attempted to smuggle vape cartridges containing cannabis oil into a Moscow airport. Members of Congress have stepped in, passing a bipartisan resolution calling for the immediate release of Griner. The State Department is declaring Griner's case as a wrongful detainment.
I've got no higher priority than making sure that Americans who are being illegally detained in one way or another around the world come home.
Brittany Griner should not be detained. She should not spend one more day being detained.
Communication between Griner and her family has been non-existent since her arrest. Griner's wife attempted to call her nearly a dozen times earlier this month. They were not connected due to staffing issues at the American Embassy in Moscow. The State Department immediately apologized, blaming the issue on logistical error.
It was a mistake. It is a mistake that we have worked to rectify. It was a logistical issue that was compounded in part by the fact that our embassy in Moscow is under significant restrictions.
Griner faces up to 10 years in prison if she's found guilty of drug transportation charges. Less than 1% of defendants in Russia are acquitted of criminal charges. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll tell you how you might catch a glimpse of a famous set piece cruising around in Lincoln.
And in sports, we catch up with Skowhegan's J.C. Christopher after being the first athlete to win Miss Maine softball and Miss Maine basketball. That story after the break.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractors so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota WFVX series for 0 down, 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $700.
I've been having foot pain for at least 10 years. The first day I put the key boot on, I could tell the difference. My pain level has been so much better. I was amazed. The key boots made it possible for me to actually walk without pain. I can go shopping, walking around the store without wanting to cry. I mean, I feel like dancing sometimes. The key boots made all the difference. Very happy with it. Comfort shoes, it's just changed my life.
You don't just go to work. You do the work. And it shows. You're committed to training and inspiring others. And you play as hard as you work. For that, you need a vehicle as strong as you are to get you where you want to go. Dedication. That's a Varney value, and one you'll find at Varney Buick GMC, Hogan Road, Bangor.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. So You Think You Can Dance is back, and you can watch anytime. The dance competition series that launched 1,000 careers.
That's what we're looking for.
Is back with new talent.
It's always been my dream to be on this show.
Ow!
New judges.
You have a gift.
And new inspiration.
No matter what I do, I'm just gonna dance.
Are you ready? So You Think You Can Dance. All new Wednesdays on Fox, or watch anytime on Fox Now or Hulu.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
At least 3 people are dead and dozens more injured after a train slammed into a dump truck and derailed in rural Missouri. Fox's Madison Scarpino has the story from Mendon.
At least 3 people are dead after an Amtrak train traveling from Los Angeles to Chicago derailed in rural northern Missouri. Amtrak says the derailment occurred just before 1 p.m. local time after the train slammed into a dump truck that was blocking a public crossing. The driver of that dump truck is among the deceased. Officials say 243 passengers and 12 crew members were on board the train when the incident occurred. First responders rushed to the scene, using ladders and other tools to get into the heavily damaged train cars.
Multiple law enforcement agencies, ambulance districts, first responders, fire departments, and medical helicopters responded to assist.
The train had roughly 8 cars. 7 derailed. Multiple people were also injured during the incident and were transported to local hospitals by helicopter and ambulance. Their conditions are not known at this time.
It's an uncontrolled crossbuck intersection on a gravel road, so no lights, no electronic control devices, things such as that.
Officials from Amtrak are responding to the scene, and the NTSB has been advised. The investigation is in its preliminary stages.
This deadly incident comes just 1 day after another Amtrak train collided with a car in Northern California, killing 3 people. The National Transportation Safety Board has launched an investigation into the incident. A 14-member crew is expected to arrive at the scene Tuesday. In Mendon, Missouri, Madison Scarpino, Fox News.
Starting tomorrow, the Bangor Chinese School is hosting its first Chinese Dragon Camp session of the year. Those who participate will host a Chinese scholar for 2 weeks and will not only learn more about the country's culture, but also the language. Families who house a student will also receive credit from Husson University and be part of the Bangor Brewer July 4th parade. Director Jinjiang Zhao, who has been hosting this program for almost 2 decades, highlights why it's important to understand Chinese culture.
Absolutely. Right now, more and more, for the other, non-Chinese citizen people are learning Chinese. If the heritage lose their, own language, mother language, that would be so bad.
And a final session is set for July 11th and is currently open for registration.
In the meantime, drivers here in Maine are getting a little bit of a break when they head to the pump. According to Gas Buddy's survey of 1,200 stations across the state, gas prices have fallen almost 6 cents a gallon in the past week. The average price now sits at $5.01 per gallon. That's almost 26 cents a gallon higher than a month ago and $1.94 a gallon higher than a year ago. Patrick DeHaan, who's head of petroleum analysis for Gas Buddy, says, quote, while prices will be at their highest July 4th level ever, they'll have fallen close to 20 cents since our peak in early June. Motorists should be wary that while the decline could continue for the week ahead, any sudden jolts to supply could quickly cause a turnaround, end quote.
Meanwhile, Moosehead Lake has been ranked among the top 3 best places to fish this 4th of July weekend. According to fishingbooker.com, Moosehead Lake ranks 3rd in the top 8 best 4th of July fishing destinations. The second largest lake in New England comes in behind Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at number 1. And Jacksonville, Florida at number 2. Now, according to the site, Moosehead Lake in particular is teeming with fish this time of year, including salmon and brook trout. Be sure to check out maine.gov for all the rules and regulations before you cast away. And here's hoping the weather cooperates with all those fishing plans and whatever plans folks might have for the 4th of July weekend remains to be seen. It's early in the week.
Absolutely. And for that full forecast, we'll have that coming up right after this short break.
High temperatures back up in the 70s for most of us today, but 80s are on the way. Also on the way is some more rain. I will tell you when I come back.
The greatest hits from the best of times are right back where they started. Z62 is playing the hits again. Z62 Retro Radio. We played them first and we're playing them again.
Z62. For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard.
I grew up in Eastport. My dad actually worked for Bangor Hydro, so that was always my goal. I've been here for 36 years. We're all that same company, from Washington County to Bangor, Lincoln, Prescott. We're all the same people. We're all from here. This area is like one big community. When we help people, that's our biggest reward, getting the power back on. We've done that for years, and we'll continue to do that.
The thing about domestic violence is it can happen at any point in life to anybody. The thing about Next Step is we are here at any time for you. If you feel like your relationship has gotten somewhere you never wanted it to be, just know we are here for you and we'll always be here for you. One thing we often hear is, if I had only known that you could help me with that, I would have called you so much sooner than I did. So please give us a call.
Everything hurts, everything's expensive. Let's not even talk about your hair. Enough! Here at Z62, we hit the rewind button. Z62 is playing the hits again. Z62 is back with the greatest hits from the best of times.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. All new Friday Night SmackDown at 8 Eastern on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Chevrolet. Come see what the Varney value is all about. And we are all about the 4th of July is a week from today. How did that happen? All right, so a bit cool out there today with temperatures back in the low to mid 70s, but warmer temperatures are on the way. In fact, 4 of the next 5 days have 80-degree temperatures in them. So we're going to crank up the heat a little bit, not hot, but warmer and increasingly more humid as well, especially getting into Thursday and Friday. Today, though, comfortable, 74 here in Bangor, also Millinocket. Colder, though, along the coastal areas, that onshore wind. That will stay with us tonight into tomorrow as well. So high pressure is kind of building in now. That will give us a nice night tonight, a nice day tomorrow with temperatures back up in the 70s tomorrow. and then we're going to go for 80s beginning as early as really kind of getting in here on Wednesday. It's going to be a bit breezy, though. So we have wind gusts out there today near 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, same story. That south wind kicking in again, making it colder right along the coastal areas. Right now, the winds are out of the south around 10 miles per hour sustained. We are getting some wind gusts, though, near 15. That will stay with us pretty much all night long tonight. Thus, our favorite, the small craft advisory for wave heights out here, about 8 to 11 feet by early parts of tomorrow morning. Okay, so today we had a wave of rain go through earlier, right? Early this morning. That is now pushed off to our east. See you later. Behind it, though, there's still some instability up in here, and that's giving us a couple rogue showers out there now. Those will fall apart tonight as high pressure is going to build in, and then we're off for several days of very nice weather and climbing temperatures around here. It's going to feel like summer again, although there could be a few cloudy areas into tomorrow morning and also some dense fog building in as well, especially in areas that saw rain throughout the day today. Okay, so after the west of us, though, here's the high pressure. This is our next few days, right? High pressure out here. High pressure is sinking air, good weather. You can't get bad stuff out of that. And here we go. It's going to be a nice couple days around here. So going forward, plenty of sunshine tomorrow and for Wednesday and for Thursday with temperatures near 80 and above that, actually, Thursday into Friday, with some rain probably later in the weekend, maybe as early as late Friday night. Okay, our forecast, though, tonight, though, is showers and a couple of thunderstorms ending. They're pretty much done with us now. There could be a rogue rumble of thunder in there tonight. Look for some dense fog lay with low temperatures down near 55 and a calm wind after midnight for tomorrow. All right, so mostly sunny after a few morning clouds. Then we're going to reach for 80, but probably stop just short through the afternoon with that west wind around 5 to 10, but gusting near 20 through the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast by Varney Chevrolet shows tomorrow 78, and those are 80s on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Our next chance for meaningful rain probably down until late Friday into early parts of Saturday morning. Beth?
Definitely a couple steamy ones coming our way.
Yeah, a very warm week ahead after a very warm weekend. So you've probably already got all your shorts and T-shirts unpacked and everything.
One would think, yep.
It'll be a good week for wearing all of that.
And taking a bit of a dip here and there if you can.
Absolutely.
All right, well, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
Next up to bat for the next homies, Luke. Don't strike out this year when selling your home. Hit a home run. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience today.
No one told us to get up and go. That's just our rhythm. And when the heart throws that rhythm off, Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center will get it back to a healthier beat through minimally invasive procedures for heart disease with no need for open chest surgery. So you can get back to your rhythm of life.
Protect your boat with a Shoremaster boat lift from Hammond Lumber Company. With premium lift options and flexible configurations, there's a Shoremaster that's right for you. And their exclusive Whisper winch offers quiet operation. Shoremaster lifts are easy to install, but if you need it, Hammond can arrange professional installation. And delivery is available from any of Hammond's 21 locations statewide. Get back on the water quickly and easily and enjoy summer made simple with a Shoremaster boat lift from Hammond Lumber Company.
We know your mornings can be busy and hectic in your home.
We're here with the local information you need, fast and to the point, so you can be on your way.
Keeping you prepared for whatever your day might bring.
Oh, well, having a little fun, too.
Start your mornings with us on Good Morning Maine.
Your son is sick. I can help you. Wipe everything clean.
I did what I did to save my son. But this is not who I am.
The Cleaning Lady. Watch the entire first season before new episodes this fall.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Twins can be as opposite as wrong and right.
Sheldon, do you really have to do that here?
I drew a ladybug.
Young Sheldon.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Welcome back in. Thanks for staying with us. Tonight we will start with an update from the University of Maine. Pretty soon, ground will be breaking on their new facilities master plan. They've already begun preparing the softball field for action. Fence is down, a temporary one is up, and they're putting in brand new turf on both the infield and the outfield. Because of the weather at the beginning of softball season, the Black Bears don't have a lot of home games, but with this new field, all of that is going to change.
This past year, I think all of our home games happened in a 17-day stretch. And so this will allow us to extend the season a little bit. It'll allow us to play night games if we want to do that. It'll allow us to do more with high schools in the area, also with some other schools within the UMaine system.
Now, the soccer field comes this summer, too, but the next update comes with field hockey because of some issues brought on by the pandemic, supply chain, and worker shortages. Ralph says they'll be using their current facility for this upcoming season, but they plan to work as late as possible into this year to make sure it's ready for 2023.
So what we're going to do is their season will end in November, and as soon as they play their final game, we're going to start work on our project. We will have material stacked up next to the field ready to go, and we're going to get as much done as we can here in the winter, and then we will finish the rest of the project in the spring and summer.
Okay, now if you missed it earlier, Skowhegan's J.C. Christopher joined us in studio, Miss Maine basketball, most recently Miss Maine softball of 2022. J.C., I have to ask, what's it like balancing those two sports? What's your priority there?
So for me, I always put more of my focus into basketball. Softball was more of an in-season sport for me. And then my softball coaches were always pretty accepting of that. And they knew that I was going to spend time playing basketball during softball season. And we had a good understanding, as long as I didn't miss practices or games, they were fine with it. It's all about managing time. And sometimes that means making sacrifices. If you want to play at the next level, and you want to be able to play multiple sports in high school, sometimes you have to make sacrifices and you can't hang out with your friends as much or go do stuff. Sometimes you just have to use your time to get better at the sport that you want to do. So
a lot of balance, a lot of sacrifice. Certainly not easy to do, but if you had any advice to maybe someone debating on specializing in one sport or playing both, what would that advice be?
I would say to play multiple sports. It's great to learn how to play on a team in different ways, your role on different teams, and also to be able to work on different aspects of your athleticism. Obviously in softball, you work a lot more on hand-eye coordination than you would in basketball. And that helps you in every sport, even though it's more of a focus in that. So I think it's great to be a multi-sport athlete. It develops you different ways athletically, so I think that's pretty important.
So I was at one of your games this season and talking to some parents, people in the stands, and I heard that you're not only a two-sport athlete, but you graduated as one of the top students in the class, right?
I was the valedictorian of my class.
So, wow. So, with that, what did a typical school night look for you? All the homework, all the training?
Normal, practice day. I go to school. We would usually practice at 3 o'clock. The 3 to 5-ish. So then I'd go to practice, go home, eat some dinner, do my homework. And then after the boys finished practice, which would usually be between 8 and 9, I'd go back up and shoot with my dad. And we'd shoot for about an hour and then come home and go to bed, basically. And then get up and do it all again the next day.
Last question, JC. Thanks for your time again. Double state champ, double Miss Maine. So when you take a moment to kind of digest it all or even reflect, not even on just your senior year, but your career as a whole, what thoughts come to mind? I
wouldn't do it any different. If I had to do it all over again, despite COVID and all of that, I wouldn't have wanted my senior year to end any other way. Between winning a state championship in basketball, and some of the other stuff that came along with it. All the hours, all the sacrifices, it was all worth it.
Awesome. Yeah, pretty good way to close it out, right? Well, thank you for your time, JC. You guys can catch her on the court at Boston University next season with the Terriers. Wishing her the best down there. All right, that's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
For over 17 years, ADA Fence Company has been offering top quality fences at the best price and doing the job right the first time. Choose from vinyl, ornamental, wood, rental, and chain link fences. ADA Fence Company also builds kennels, enclosures, and gates of all types and sizes. Proudly serving Eastern and Central Maine. Call ADA Fence Company today at 1-888-891-4564. ADA Fence Company, the professional fence people.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
These local businesses would like to wish you a happy Independence Day, along with safe and fun celebrations all summer long.
It takes all types to play Family Feud, the Doghouse Daddy.
What's the least sexy thing your wife has ever worn?
Granny panties, Steve.
The Family Blabbermouth.
Grandma's sick of Grandpa falling asleep in the middle of what?
Going to the bathroom.
Herman, get up off this toilet!
See all the types on Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22. Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
New York City boasts numerous attractions, and one of the more popular is Brooklyn's Coney Island. Well, an iconic roller coaster there is inching closer to the century mark. The Cyclone at Coney Island still has 5 years to go to reach 100, but it did celebrate a birthday on Sunday. It turned 95, and the first 95 people in line got to ride the Cyclone for free. The Cyclone first opened on...
But it was really fun. Rickety, but I enjoyed it. It was amazing, just as fun as it was when I started coming here when I was a little kid.
The Cyclone first opened on June 26, 1927, and is clearly still a fan favorite.
Alan Jackson's song, Someday.
And speaking of oldies but goodies, here's another one. It's not every day a local gets asked to be in a music video, but when country singer Alan Jackson was searching for a classic beauty for his 1991 single Someday, he found the perfect catch, who now resides in Lincoln. As Jody Hersey tells us, the 65-year-old is still turning heads there today.
Alan Jackson's song, Someday, is a classic rags-to-riches love story between a boy, a girl, and the love that boy has for his old Chevy that he claims he'll fix up someday.
Oh, sometime, someday.
That beauty has become a well-known set of wheels around the town of Lincoln.
The workmanship in it is superb.
Former car dealership owner Grant Clay purchased the famous 1957 Chevy Bel Air featured in Jackson's 1991 video just a few years ago. When he or his wife take it for a spin, passerbys can't help but stop and stare.
The 55, 56, 57 Chevrolet is stayed very popular for a number of years. But the people that owned those and grew up in the area are getting older also.
This classic isn't just eye-catching and video-worthy. It's also a true award winner, earning hardware at car shows all over the U.S.
This automobile, when the previous owner had it, had 98 first place trophies from Wolf's Island, Ontario to Pinellas Park, Florida. He had 98 first place trophies. I have got all first places in the years that I've showed it.
Clay says the trophies are nice but unnecessary since this gem will always be a winner in his book. In Lincoln, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A beautiful car there, and what a great story behind it. Well, if you have a sweet tooth, it's time to celebrate because today is National Ice Cream Cake Day. It's one of America's favorite summer desserts, ice cream molded into the shape of a cake, and can include a variety of flavors and toppings. The origin of the sweet treat is still a mystery, but it's celebrated nationwide every year. And I could certainly go for a slice right now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you celebrate all forms of ice cream, in my opinion?
That's a perfect invention. I mean, you go to a birthday party and you either get the cake or the ice cream, but like, why not just put it both in one?
Put them together.
Yep. Yeah, there became a time where I would strictly ask for ice cream cakes during my birthday parties.
Well, and my favorite flavor has always been cookies and cream. There are now some very close seconds as life has gone on, but that top spot still belongs to cookies and cream. And sometimes they'll do a cookies and cream cake specifically, at which point I
like Oreo
I sneak
cake,
away with the
but
whole
Oreo
thing.
ice cream cake.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, I'd sneak away with the whole thing, too.
Yeah.
Like, where'd the cake go?
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite flavor?
Of ice cream or ice cream cake?
Either.
Ice cream. I really like the half-baked, the Ben & Jerry's and the Pints. I could probably kill a whole one of those things in one sitting and not even realize. So good.
So
good. Man.
Yeah.
That one's amazing. And you know what? I have a new favorite, Giffords. Got to give my shout out to Giffords. Their mudslide. It's coffee with cookies and cream in it. So kind of best of both
Oh my
worlds there.
goodness.
Yeah,
So many awesome ones to choose from.
Yeah, seriously.
For sure. And, let's rewind to roller coasters because another summer favorite hitting the amusement park wherever you might be. You have a favorite coaster?
I don't, but watching the 95-year-old coaster got me thinking of have you guys ever been to Lake Compounce in Bristol, Connecticut with the big wooden one, Boulder Dash? I think that one was like 100-something years old when I rode it, so that's what that got me thinking about.
That's awesome.
I grew up in Allentown, Pennsylvania, so Dorney Park was my destination of choice. And so the old wooden roller coaster there, the Thunderhawk, which will definitely rattle you around a little bit in its day. And then the Hercules, too. That first hill, deceptively steep.
That's great. I actually had the opportunity to ride the Cyclone with my family who lived in New York growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
Certainly a great memory there, learning about the history behind it. And so cool to see it almost hit that century mark.
Definitely a ton of history in Coney Island, for sure. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. From everybody here at Fox 22, take care and have a great night.
Good night, everyone.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC 7, right now for ABC 7 News at 11.
The secret of every great chef is their knives and how well they sharpen them. Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening. Imagine no more. Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives from Granite Stone. Coated with Granite Stone non-stick and made of stainless steel, one of the hardest substances on Earth for ultimate cutting-edge durability. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro.
Very comfortable, very sharp. I thought you had to be a professional chef to cut like this.
Yeah. This is really an incredible knife.
The Easy Grip rubberized handles deliver incredible control and accuracy. To chop salads in seconds, cut frozen solid meat with ease, and get razor-thin slices every time. The non-stick surface means food slides right off, and they're dishwasher safe. Plus, they'll stay razor sharp, guaranteed. Why pay hundreds? Today, you'll get this complete